Hello fellow Rosarians, thank you for joining me today. I have an unboxing to do for you. In fact, there's two unboxings, but I'll do one right after the other. So you've got separate videos. The first unboxing that we're gonna do is from David Austin Roses. If you've ordered from David Austin in the past, they have beautiful English roses. They sell potted roses in the fall and bare roots that ship in the spring. So what I have here is 3 bare roots. And I'll just say that last year they did not have a stellar year. I don't even know if I did an unboxing because 99% of the roses that I received didn't make it. They were just dried out and lots of problems, but I won't get into that. So this year I wanted to take it easy and not order too many, and so I ordered 3 bare root roses. One of them is going to be Bring Me Sunshine, and I saw that in England when I visited, and then the other is Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is just such a sweet little pink rose, and it was in a pot in England, and so sweet. And then I have a replacement rose in here that they replaced because one of mine had mosaic, and I want to say that it's a climber. I forgot the name. I'll let you know in a second. But they've got a 5-year warranty, which is great. The important thing to know about David Austin Roses is that they don't guarantee grade. So when you go to their site, you're going to see that although when you buy a potted rose, they're going to tell you the pot size, which I think is maybe a quart. But bare roots, they're not going to say grade 1, 1.5, 2. They just send you the best that they have in the field. And for the price, we all say, thank you. Can I have another? So just be aware of that. So don't be looking for 3 cans the size of the pencil. You just want to make sure that the root looks healthy. So first thing, when we're unboxing bare roots, we want to make sure that it is in a plastic bag and it's sealed shut. And this one is. So we're off to a good start. The first thing that I'm noticing is normally when I open David Austin Roses, I am covered in mud from just, head to toe. It is a mess. So whoever did the packing this year, if you're watching David Austin, awesome. This is not full of mud. So whoever you're using this year, they look good so far. So let's get in here. And what are we looking for also? We want green canes. They should not be brown. Green canes, we want to make sure that if they're grafted, the crown is not soft. If they're flushing out and they have leaves by chance, that there's no pest or disease. We want to make sure that there's no nodes indicating root gall. So in this case, when we look at this one, we're going to say that there are 2 main canes coming off of the trunk. 1, 2. So 2 canes the size of a pencil would be a grade 1.5 rose. Looking at this one, it is starting to kind of show me that it's awake. It's pushing out here. You see that little node right there. Where else do I see more? And there's another one up here. So I'm happy that it looks like it's waking up. Green canes. This is grafted. Who is this? This is Elizabeth. And how do we know it's grafted? When we look at it, do you see how it is cut off here, flat? That's because this here is Dr. Huey, and they let Dr. Huey grow for a period while it's in the field, and then they bud it and they put on their variety here on the side that's budded, and that's Elizabeth, and then they go ahead and cut this off so that it has the strength of Dr. Huey fueling Elizabeth, but Dr. Huey is not going to be out on its own now. So anyways, looking at the roots, I don't have a lot of feeder roots on that, and that would be the little white ones that are coming off of this, but all in all, it's not knotted up. I do have 1 little broken root and 1 super long root, and between you and me, cover your ears, Rosarians, if this bothers you, but this needs to be cut. I'm going to cut it so that it matches, these here. I'll cut it down to here, just so that I'm not, one long taproot. It'll be fine. I'm going to use Biotone, and it'll start flushing out with new feeder roots. So anyways, this is Elizabeth, and I'll tell you about that variety in a second. Ooh. This, a beautiful rose here, is the replacement I was telling you about. This is Constance Spry. look at this pretty rose. I mean, gosh, everything about this is just perfection right now. So it is flushing out. You can see all of the new canes. It's very happy. This is grafted. When you look at this, you can see that one cane that has just been cut off straight. So that lets you know it's grafted. And I know that without even looking at the tag. And then look at these roots. It looks great. It's not knotted up and there's no nodes. So I'm really happy with Constance Spry. I'll tell you about that variety in a second. All right, and now one more. I told you, bring me sunshine. Oh, that was definitely a grade 1. Looking at this one, it's definitely 3 canes the size of the pencil. 1, 2, 3. It is, this one, you know what, this one is grafted, and I can tell because of just it's off to one side. Do you see how it's going to one side? So this is where it was cut from Dr. Huey. Smaller root system, but all in all, I'm happy. It's still a grade 1. So you'll have to follow me. Oh, here we go, and it's flushing out real nice. So you're gonna have to follow me this season, and I'll show you pictures as it's in bloom. But let me go ahead and read these varieties to you really quick. While I am pulling this up, I'm gonna put for you the price of these on the screen. Each year they're going to go up 10%. I think this was $32. I might be wrong. $32. And the shipping, I love the shipping because it's a flat rate based on the amount of money that you're spending. And so concerning the rack and stack, I am going to remind everybody that each year I don't go back into previous years, and if it's a vendor that I haven't bought from, so please just use this as an estimate how much it costs truly if you're going to buy 5 roses from this vendor with shipping, what the total cost ends up being. They also have that 5-year warranty, which is amazing. So let's look at Bring Me Sunshine. When I saw this rose in England at David Austin, it was a very surprising rose. I did not think that I was going to like it, but let's see. It's an orange yellow. It has a myrrh fragrance. The bloom size is large, and it is 4 foot by 4 foot. And so I think bloom size being large, if they just say large, medium, small, small would be, you know, under 2 inches, 1.5 or so. Medium would be 2 to 3.5, and then large I think would be above that. I'm sure people are going to correct me, but just know that large would mean, you know, somewhere above 3.5 inches. It's good for shady areas and zone 5 through 11. So this is the picture that I took while I was in England, and I've also done a spotlight on that. I'll pop it here for you in case you're interested in seeing the spotlight. Now let's go ahead and look at Elizabeth. Elizabeth just has sweet little pink rose blooms, and it looks like it's got a button eye with a lighter, maybe yellow color in the center of it, and it looks like it fades to white. It says a majestic rose bearing clusters of large, crisp, apple blossom pink rosettes, paling to the gentlest blush white. She has a strong, sweet, fresh fragrance with hints of lemon sherbet and old rose. So they had her in a pot, but it says that she will grow 4.5 by 4.5, and it's certainly okay to grow larger roses in pots also. I grow the fairy in pots, 2 of them together, and so you just need to clip them after each flush to keep them in check. Take them down, you know, at least 1/3 of the size. The bloom size on this is medium, and this is zones 5 to 11. Now let's go ahead and take a final look at Constance Spry. Constance Spry can grow up to 20 feet. So I was disappointed when I lost mine because it had some good growth on it when I realized it had mosaic. Mosaic is just something that happens by using rootstock, primarily Dr. Huey, if it's been infected, and it's not contagious between roses. And I think I've done a video on mosaic, and I'll pop that here. Okay, so Constance Spry has a strong myrrh fragrance. It's a mid-pink in color, and it's once flowering. So if you're looking for a repeater, this is not it for you. But when you have once flowering roses, typically they bloom for a longer period, say 3 to 4 weeks versus just a couple of days. So it's good to try and have in your garden. So let's see, for Constance Spry, it says our our original English rose. Its magnificent, deeply cupped, luminous mid-pink blooms have a wonderfully strong myrrh fragrance. It flowers once in the early summer, but is still very valuable. Our tallest English climber, it has large leaves and many thorns, named after a pioneer in a flower arrangement. And so this will be through zones 5 through 11 also. So as I mentioned, the price this year, I said 32, it's 35. So I just want you to plan for the future. Any roses that you don't buy this year, plan on them going up 10%, so that brings us closer to 38 for next year. But with $35 per rose, if you buy 5, this is what it's going to cost you. Keep in mind, 5-year warranty, and other than that, you know, I think this is a great year for David Austin. If you received an order from David Austin, please go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you ordered and let us know if you liked your order this year. So thanks so much, Rosebuds. I will see you in the next video.